Hey guys, this is Fight Mike here. We're doing a UFC 318 fight announcement reaction. They've released a couple of fights over the last week, and I just wanted to sort of go through them and give my thoughts on each fight that's been released. We'll start with Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. They haven't set it up correctly, and I still think that there's probably 3 to 4 more fights left to be put on the card. But this one's a decent matchup. I like that Vinicius is getting a ranked opponent already. I think that he definitely deserves it. I think he's riding a 5-fight winning streak. And it's a pretty good opponent facing Kyler Phillips, as I don't know if we will see him get fraud checked, as we just saw Kyler Phillips get fraud checked against Rob Font in his last fight. It'd be nice to see him defend some strong takedowns from Kyler Phillips. He does have pretty good takedowns, and he's good at sticking people on the ground. So it'd be nice to see him against these guys before we see him against the Umars of the division that will actually be able to pin him down. Vinicius will be a tough fight, though, for Kyler, because he's got some balls. He fought in his last fight. I think the entire time he came in with a broken rib, which is tough. Like, he's a tough cookie, and I reckon he might get this one done. I don't think that this is a main card fight. If it is, it should be like maybe the opening of the main card. I hope it's the opener of the not the opener of the prelims, but the headliner of the prelims. I think that they'll get a lot of eyes on Oliveira if they do that. So I think that that's where they should chuck it on there. But I do think this card, though, needs maybe 3 matchups more just to throw on that main card. Moving on, though, we'll go straight to Ikram Aliskerov versus Bruno Ferreira. This is going to be another fun one. This first round is going to be banging. If you know how UFC releases those round of the years videos, I reckon that we'll see this one in one of them. So this will be a good matchup. Big hooks, some wild striking. I bet Bruno Ferreira is going to throw about maybe 10 spinning back fists this fight. I think that they should chuck that on Prize Picks, actually. But it's a good matchup. This will be fun. It better be on the prelim. So if I see this on the main card, I'm going to be pissed. This is not a main card fight, but it'll be fun. It'll be a really good fight. And I think that this is a good place to check Ikram's chin. I don't think Andre Muniz was ever going to knock out Ikram, but Bruno definitely can. He's got the skills to pay that. So I think that it'll be a fun fight. I see Aliskerov getting a sub, but if anyone wants to say that the Hulk's going to get that by KO, I'm not arguing with you on that one. Moving on, luckily it's still on the screen, we got Neil Magny versus Gunnar Nelson. I don't mind this fight. I've heard a lot of people complaining about this, but as long as the loser gets cut from the promotion so we don't have to spend $200,000 to watch them fight, I'm happy. Whoever wins this one can be the fraud checker from now on, but I don't know who wins this. This is a really pick and fight for me, because Nelson, if he was more active, I'd probably pick him, but in his last fight against Kevin Holland, he looked so rusty. So he definitely is a tough pick for this one. It's a tough fight. I think Magny shoots a lot of iffy takedowns, and I could see Gunnar getting some sort of front choke with that. But Magny is somewhat good at avoiding those. He shoots on the correct side most of the time. But Magny's just not very good. He's not very good. I can't pick either of these guys to win because I can't see any strengths from them at this point in their career. Magny, he used to be a good fraud checker. He would fraud check almost once a year. All the way back in the day, he fraud checked so many guys. And then now he's just never fraud checking. The last guy who fraud checked was Mallet. And I think that was at 297. So that'll be 20 UFCs before this card. This is not as long as the guy's leaving, I don't really care. But it'll be fun. There'll be a lot of good scrambles as well, I expect. Moving on to the next matchup, which is Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. This will be pretty fun. This has to be early prelims, though. This is not a high-level MMA fight in any way, shape, or form. This will be just 2 muscle brains throwing leather at each other, and I think that we'll see a couple of takedown attempts, a couple of times on the fence. Yeah, it'll be a decent fight. But starting with Marcin Prachnio, although he's had more wins than Jimmy Crute, he is fighting the bottom of the barrel UFC fighters. In his last 6 fights, I think only 2 of them even had a Wikipedia page. He's not fighting anyone good. So I can't anything that he's done at all has to be taken with a grain of salt. He's also a one win, one loss type of guy. So even against these bums, he's not really getting any wins. But in saying that, Jimmy Crute is literally no better. He hasn't won since 2020. This is another one where the loser has to get kicked off the promotion. Like, I'd love to see either of these guys get kicked. But Crute, I feel like, will have a bit more want and need to win this fight, because I don't think Marston would feel like he's close to getting cut like Crute would. He's been, in his last fights, he's been 2 draws and 3 losses. So he's literally not won since 2020, which is terrible. Like, it's different, though, to looking at Prachnio's record, though, because Crute has fought actual decent guys. Like, he fought Alonzo Menifield, he got a draw against him and then a loss straight after. He fought in his last fight Rodolfo Bellato. I don't think Rodolfo is very good, but I think that was like a harder fight than the ones that Prachnio has had. So it should be alright. I'm somewhat excited for this one, but it has to be early prelims, otherwise I'm going to be mad. Moving on, though, we got Adam Fogett versus Islam Dulatov, which I cannot find on my screen here. There it is. This is going to be good. I'm actually, I don't know if you're going to find that many people who are really hyped for this fight, but I actually am. So, Fogett, very sloppy boxing, very questionable decision-making. In the fight against Kinoshita, he literally killed him and then proceeded to let him recover against the cage just to kill him again. Like, I think Fogett is almost like a memeable fighter. Like, he's got the meme face, meme name. Like, he's perfect for this. But, he's good. He's fought good comp. Like, he's not a terrible fighter by no means, and he's a powerful guy as well. And I like him. He's got that Arnold Allen neck. Like, you know how he's like chin all the way forward, as far forward as possible, and then the shoulders as high as possible. I just like it. I think it's a fun style, and he's got good energy. Like, in his fight against Mike Mallet, he got kicked to the balls, and then he does, without looking at the ref, he's like, no. You see straight away he's like pushing the ref away. Like, he just did not care. And then as soon as the play got started again, he aimed for a kick straight at the nuts. Like, you can't tell me that it's not. If you go watch back that fight, you'll literally see him front kick straight towards the nuts. Like, he literally doesn't throw front kicks that often. And then just goes straight for Mallet's nuts just after he got hit. Like, I like that sort of mindset. I think he's a good fighter. But he doesn't really move his head, so I think that it'll be a very, brawly fight. But I think it'll be fun. I think Dulatov is a good opponent, but it's hard to tell, how good he is, because you can see even from his Dana White Contender Series fight, he got a really early finish, but he was very, green looking. Like, he rocked him and instantly just started spitting everywhere, going everywhere, throwing everything he possibly could, and eventually got the finish. But against a guy like Fogett, I don't know if he's going to get that finish the first time he does that. And he's got such quick hands and good boxing that I don't know how long his speed and power will stay with him. In his last fight, he did get a really nasty step-in KO, which is pretty cool, but a step-in elbow KO. And all of his fights, he's won in the first and second round. You may be looking at this and be like, bruv, what are you saying? He smokes Adam Fogett. But he's fought the worst opponents. He's fought absolute cans. I think that the best opponent he's faced was a 24-14 fighter. And that was his Dana White Contender Series fight. And the guy that he was fighting looked terrible. He looks like he should have never been sharing the cage with him. It was not a good showing for him. So it's a very difficult fight to predict. If anyone's got good reasoning on why they would pick Fogett or Dulatov, I need to hear it, because I can't think of a single reason why. Moving on to the last matchup I'll review on this. It's Carly Judas versus Nicole Cagliari. I'm just going to say it. You can see the record here. Carly has probably one of the worst looking UFC records. A 4-2 record. That's some LFA, undercard type record, which is terrible. We should not have this in the UFC. But granted, she's pretty good. So it's the record doesn't necessarily matter because she's alright. But we need to get her some wins. And I think that this is one that she will get. So if you look at Nicole Cagliari's last fight, her boxing was not damaging. I don't think that she could maybe finish Carly by sub, but Carly's got somewhat okay takedown defense, and Nicole's takedowns aren't that good. In her last fight, Carly head kick KO'd really good prospect, Eunice Duben, who turned out, and granted, she wasn't actually good. She looks straight at the floor, throws haymakers, and they're not even like a heavy haymaker. So it's like, she should have won that fight, but I think that she's pretty good. I think that her record doesn't show that she's got some level of skill. And the only 2 losses she had, I think both of them were split decisions. So this one, I think that she'll beat Nicole Cagliari. And Nicole's win to get into the UFC, I kid you not, she was literally like slowly setting up an armbar. And I can't remember the lady she fought, but they were like hover maxing over her in stack. And she just, like, it was like not both hands in, not like body in, like there was no like submission defense. It was like she had her arm like literally hanging out in front of her, waiting to get armbarred. So I can't really put any stock on that performance. And then she lost in her next fight by decision, looking pretty terrible. Her boxing looked a little bit improved, but just no damage. So I think it'll be a somewhat interesting fight. We'll see how it goes. But looking at this card right now, like, I think it does still need 3 more matchups. If you want me to match up chuck 3 more fights on this in another video, let me know, and I'm more than happy to do so. But I was going to break down Ribas versus Ricci, but that was released probably about 2 weeks ago. So not really worried on that one. I don't have much to say on it either. I don't think that's going to be a fun fight. But my GOAT, Marvin Vettori, is fighting against Brendan Allen. This is kind of a rematch from the casino, so I think that'll be good. And obviously, we've all seen the BMF main event between these 2 legends. So it should be a pretty decent card. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts about this one. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, and thanks for watching.